were placed on the shoulders of the ephod of Aaron's priestly garment? This is the question that we seek to answer today as we continue our verse-by-verse study of the book of Exodus on walking through the Bible.
His word, the glory of his cross.
If you have a Bible with you, turn to Exodus 39. We're going to be reading from verses 1 to 7. If you don't have a Bible, don't worry. Just follow along with us on the screen. The version that we'll be reading from is the New King James Version. So, Exodus 39, beginning at verse 1. Of the blue, purple, and scarlet thread, they made garments of ministry for ministering in the holy place, and made the holy garments for Aaron, as the Lord had commanded Moses. He made the ephod of gold, blue, purple, and scarlet thread, and the fine woven linen. And they beat the gold into thin sheets, and cut it into threads, to work it in with the blue, purple, and scarlet thread, and the fine linen into artistic designs. They made shoulder straps for it to couple it together. It was coupled together at its two edges. And the intricately woven band of the ephod that was on it was of the same workmanship, woven of gold, blue, purple, and scarlet thread, in a fine woven linen, as the Lord had commanded Moses. And they set onyx stones enclosed in settings of gold. They were engraved, as the signets are engraved, with the names of the sons of Israel. He put them on the shoulders of the ephod as memorial stones for the sons of Israel, as the Lord had commanded Moses. In our last episode, we had the completion of the sanctuary of God, and thus we had an accounting given of exactly how much the sanctuary cost. Although the value of this in our dollars will change over time, as of the recording of this podcast in 2019, the gold, silver, and bronze used cost about 51.3 million American dollars. That God had Moses give an accounting of the materials used was important to show Israel just how valuable the sanctuary was, and also to show Israel that their offerings weren't misappropriated. For the next 4 episodes, we have the priestly garments being made. Now, as we've said in previous episodes, even though we have already discussed these garments once before, we're going to review what we learned about them, following the readings of each section. The instructions we read of today were found in chapter 28, lesson 106 of this series. We're going to begin with the high priest's clothing, which would be the clothing of Aaron, Israel's first high priest. The first item to discuss is the ephod. An ephod is a shoulder dress or a body coat. It was made of artistically woven gold, blue, purple, and scarlet linen. This should sound familiar to us, as this is the same material that the innermost covering of the tabernacle was made of. This would make sense, as the high priest would be separate from the people and even the other priests, and serve before the Lord in the tabernacle and in the most holy place of the tabernacle. The ephod was made with 2 shoulder straps joined at 2 edges so that it could be joined together. As we said in our discussion of chapter 28, the language used indicates that the ephod was not actually one piece, like we think of a long shirt today, but was actually 2 pieces, a front piece and a back piece that was joined together by these shoulder straps. Below the arms, there was a band or girdle that was woven into the ephod and attached together in the front in order to keep the ephod in place. This band was made of the same material as the ephod itself. After that, 2 onyx stones were to be taken, and on these stones were engraved the names of the 12 tribes of Israel in order of their birth. 6 names were placed on one stone and 6 names placed on the other stone. Even though from Genesis 48 and 49 we find that Joseph's tribe was to be counted twice, as Ephraim and Manasseh, and Levi is usually left out of the listings of tribes, from all of the language used, such was not the case for these stones. Only the 12 actual sons of Jacob, in their birth order, would be engraved on these stones. Therefore, in birth order, on one stone would be Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Dan, and Naphtali, while on the other stone would be Gad, Asher, Issachar, Zebulun, Joseph, and Benjamin. The 2 stones were then placed on the shoulders of the ephod. What was the purpose of doing this? They were a memorial for the sons of Israel. This showed Israel that the high priest represented them all before God in all of his functions, and that he was not simply a priest for the house of Levi or the house of Aaron. This is important, for up until that time, the head of each household could act as priest before God and offer sacrifices for his family. That was changing here. But at the same time, God wanted the high priest and the children of Israel to know that all would be heard before God through the high priest. In the ephod, there were also made 2 settings of gold, and fastened to these settings was the 2 braided gold chains. We will see the purpose of these chains, the Lord willing, in future episodes. Before closing, though, what then could this ephod have looked like? On the screen now is one possible representation, although we stress that this is just what someone believes the ephod could have looked like, noting that it could have looked slightly different. With that, our time is up for today, Lord willing. We hope you'll join us for tomorrow's discussion of Exodus chapter 39, verses 8 to 14, as we continue our walk through the Bible, one verse at a time. Thank you for watching today's episode. We hope that you found it edifying and ask that you not only subscribe to our channel and podcast, but that you like and share this episode among your friends, so that the saving gospel of Jesus Christ can go out to the whole world.
Of his cross.